What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about making a business partnership work. Got a lot of fun in this episode. It's not one you want to miss. Okay, so business partnership. I will be the first to tell you, I got really lucky with my business partner. We were best friends for 10 years before we ever got into business together. Well, I guess it's more like 5 or 6 years at the time. But anyway, we did a bunch together. We'd worked in separate roles together, so we knew what each other was good at, what we were not good at. And so we were kind of able to base our business around that. It's very interesting. Christian Webb's my business partner, by the way, so be sure to give him a shout out. Subscribe below, like and comment and share this video if you'd like as well, please. But so with Christian and I, we knew each other's personalities. We knew what we were good at. We knew what we were not so good at. We had already gone through a lot of that workplace environment friction, which is to say, what types of things can you bring to the table? What types of things can I bring to the table? Now, one thing that I want to be very clear on, I am not an attorney, I am not an accountant, and so if you want my advice on how to strike up your paperwork or set up your LLC, your incorporating documents, or how you guys want to financially compensate one another, I can't help you, but I have a lot of people I can recommend you to. So this conversation is not about that. This is more about at the workplace, in the environment, how do you set up this structure, right? So here's my 5 tips to help you with a business partnership. So starting out of the gate, you got to get really uncomfortable being uncomfortable. And so one of the great things about our business partnership, yes, we're best friends, but we also let each other have it sometimes. I mean, we don't hold back. If, let's say, I'm showing up to work later and later in the day or something, Christian will reel me right back in and say, hey, you need to show up here at on time at work and set a good example for the rest of our gang as well. Similarly, I mean, I have to be able to check him and say, hey man, we need to step this section of our company up, or you need to manage this section more appropriately. This is what we agreed upon when we struck a business partnership together. So you have to get really uncomfortable being uncomfortable. And everything that we do is kind of based around that boldness, that openness, that honesty with being around one another. And at work, my best advice is just to kind of like let your feelings sit at home. Keep your work things separate from your personal relationships, and allow your workplace things, your workplace stresses, to stay in the office, so to speak. The second thing that I would suggest, my second tip, is to separate your roles. And so if you have a business partner, let's say you want to do a lot of the hands-on activities and they're better at things like accounting and stuff like that. I'll give you a prime example. I am way more organized than Christian ever pretended to be. There's literally no comparison between the two of them. If you look at my office right now, it's very neat and organized. I can tell you where anything in the office is. I can give you a pen if you need one, no problem. And if you look at his office right now, it looks like a hurricane just went through there. So we spelled out our roles right out of the gate. We figured out what we were good at, what we were not good at, and what we wanted to do with the company. Now, similarly, I hate doing bookkeeping. I refuse to do it. It stresses me out. I don't like it. And so Christian manages all of the financial things and all of the bookkeeping things. And so if an employee of ours has a question about payroll or taxes or anything like that, I go talk to Christian. That's his role in the company. And that way we're able to segment what we do appropriately with all of that as well. So that's my second tip. My third tip, this is just the way that our partnership works. I'm sure that if you asked 100 different businesses that operate in a partnership, that they'll come up with a lot of different other things. But from a personality perspective, what it took for us was having somebody that is the dreamer, or somebody with their eyes in the sky, their head in the clouds, always thinking about that next step. And then also somebody grounded, so somebody that's like, hey, we need to knock this out and grit the work out, do what we need to do with that stuff. And so if you look at our business, Christian is the dreamer. He's constantly seeking new innovations. He's keeping us on the cutting edge of things, sometimes even annoyingly so. And I'm the one that's like, no, we need to put the work in. We need to put the man hours in, the sweat hours, and get things going in that way. So we have a dreamer that focuses on the direction, and then we have the grounding person, which is me, that focuses on the operations. And so that harmony just exists together, and it provides quite a bit of balance. And it's been really great for us and a critical piece of the success of our partnership. My fourth tip: there's no need to know everything. And I'm talking to myself a little bit on this one. So if, for example, there's certain things that you just don't have to know. You don't have to have control over every single thing that happens in a company. Christian's actually at a networking event right now, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what the details are. If it's something important, he'll tell me later. But we each have our own roles, and there's no need for us to know what each other's doing 100% of the time. If it's important, he'll tell me at some point. Now, with that said, let's take a step back. And we always meet weekly about what we have going on that week. So I'm sure it's probably something that he mentioned, but if it's something that's important, he'll tell me, but I don't need to know everything behind the whole game. Fifth, and my final point here, is to segment your roles according to everything that I've mentioned. So assess your personality, assess your differences, assess what you want to do in the company, and create a plan accordingly to that. Also, be willing to be honest with each other. What I've learned is that even sometimes when you have to have a painstaking conversation and you have to have it out a little bit, at the end of the day, you're letting something off your chest and you feel better about it at the end of the day. So that's my best advice. Those are my 5 tips to a business partnership. They've worked great for us. I hope you guys can get a little something out of this. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.